Well, hello my friends and welcome to a long overdue video on the channel. I am of course talking about today's video, which is the update video, which I think I started mentioning in about November last year. It's currently the 23rd of March, so it's been a while. Just haven't had a lot of time, and I will explain why in this video. I'm also going to be explaining some changes that are coming to the channel in terms of how frequent the content is going to be coming out, and some of the updates surrounding Dunswell Zoo and the East Lake Animal Education Centre. So without any further delay, let's get stuck in. So there was a gap in the content that was put out. I sort of dropped off the face of the earth in November, and it was a good while before content came back to the channel, and there's a couple of reasons for that. So I'm now studying a level 3 zookeeping qualification. That's right, your boy's gonna go from being a virtual zookeeper to being a real zookeeper. I'm super excited about it. I'm enjoying the course so far. It could be better. I am studying it online, so I don't have a lot of interactions with actual animals. I'm yet to have another interaction with a human being. It's all been self-paced, watching videos and reading and things like that. So we've not had any classes yet, but I am still enjoying it nonetheless. It's a whopping great big unit. I used to be a teacher myself, fair few years ago now. And yeah, so this sort of unit would usually be split over 2 years. And I'm going to try and get it done within a year. So there's 12 units and a placement, and I'm currently waiting feedback from the second unit before starting the third. That's my cat you can hear in the background. So yeah, really enjoying it. A little bit behind schedule, obviously 12 units, trying to get it done in a year. I've not yet started the third unit, and we're currently on the third month, so I've got a bit of catching up to do. But yeah, I'm really happy with the course. Yeah, really glad I made that decision. And how did I come to make that decision? So those of you who have been on the channel for a long time will know that in January 2024 I got a full-time job working for the UK government, within a department within the UK government. I still have that job. I do not particularly like that job, so much so that, and I have spoken about it, I think briefly before in possibly the Dole episode of Dunswell Zoo, but I'm going to talk about it again here. I don't like the job so much so that in August 2024, back end of August, it caused me to have a complete and utter mental and physical breakdown. The stress from the job, the way it was making me feel, the way that the job is run, all sorts of issues that just negatively interacted with pre-existing depression and anxiety. And I'd made plans to take my life. I was gonna jump in front of a lorry. I'd scoped the place out. I knew the best time of day to do it. I knew which vehicle was the most likely to succeed in killing me. And I was seconds away from doing it. I'd literally stepped out into the road and I felt the lorry sort of push the air past me, which is such a strange sensation. I wasn't scared when I did it, and that's the thing that I take from it, is that I could remember feeling the air pressure as this lorry got closer and closer to me, and for some bizarre reason, something inside me made me step back. And obviously, as I'm talking to you now, I didn't throw myself in front of a lorry, but I got signed off on sick for 2 months, and spoke to lots of mental health professionals and a therapist, and spent like a quarter of a day in A&E, being assessed and having various different tests run and stuff like that. Because it wasn't just the mental side of it, you know, like wanting to die and just feeling really shit about myself and life. I wasn't eating, I felt sick, I couldn't sleep, I was always tired, I couldn't keep warm, I had no ability to control my body temperature whatsoever, just shaking, panic attacks. It was dreadful, genuinely dreadful. But that experience and talking to a lot of different people during that time made me realise that I need to do something that I enjoy, something that I get something out of it. And I decided that I've always regretted not studying animal care in some form, and I obviously went down a different route and I studied a film degree and then a teaching degree and then became a teacher. But I've always regretted not doing animal care, and so I had a look online and found the course that I'm doing now, and you know, hopefully at the end of it I'll be a qualified zookeeper and we'll see what jobs are out there. It may mean moving, that's absolutely fine, that's something I'm open to. And it may mean that the content is going to change in terms of the channel, you know, how frequent I put stuff out. That's also something I'm fine with as well. But at the moment, my schedule is that I work part-time, so that's 3 days a week, and then the other 2 days I study, and then I have the weekend sort of to myself. Unfortunately, it's never gone like that. So I work 3 days, and then I've usually found myself studying for the 4 days, and then go work for the next 3 days, and do it like that. But there are gaps in between, like at the moment, for example, where I've submitted essays, and I'm waiting for the feedback to be returned. So say, you know, oh, we need this tweaking, or congratulations, you've passed everything, before I move on to the next unit, because I don't want to start the next unit and then be told I have to go back to the other unit and do another essay and stuff like that. So that's partly why the content on the channel is slightly different, is my time that I can spend on building zoos in Planet Zoo is very limited. And it might be that I can chip away a couple of hours maybe every night, but certainly not to sort of sit down and record and edit and do stuff like that. When there are those breaks, like at the minute, absolutely I have the time to sit and record and do stuff like that. But yeah, so that's partly why content has sort of been a bit here and there. A lot's changed in my life, and I'm still really sort of getting to grips with that. And yeah, it's all really good though, you know, as horrible as an experience as it was going through all that, something good came out of it. So I don't advise it, but definitely it actually turned out to be quite important for me and quite a good outcome. So that's sort of that part of the update. As far as the content's concerned, I reckon you can expect something once a month, maybe. Whether that's going to be Eastlake or Dunswell completely depends upon me. I can tell you that the next one that's coming out is going to be Eastlake, and it'll probably be Eastlake for a little bit actually, just to sort of catch up, and then we'll go back to Dunswell and we'll do some stuff there. So Eastlake, the point we're at with Eastlake at the moment is I'm really dissatisfied with the entrance area and how things are looking. It's meant to be this like realistic sort of city build, but it has a focus on education. Hence why it's called the Eastlake Animal Education Centre and not, I don't know, Eastlake Zoo, for example. The focus is really on like education and conservation. So I've put a video out asking for your thoughts on the entrance as it is I have already started working on a brand new entrance that will be the subject of the next Eastlake video that's out. Is the brand new entrance plaza. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you not like it? What would you change? So on and so forth, stuff like that. Done as well, I'm currently designing the next region of Asia, which is the Mysteries of Manchuria, which are all sort of Chinese and Russian and Korean animals. And then we've also got to finish Adventure Andes. We've got 3 habitats in Adventure Andes to do. We've got the Huemel, which is a South American deer. We've got the Cod, which is a South American cat. It's an adorable cat, it's very small. And we've also got the yellow-tailed woolly monkey. The yellow-tailed woolly monkey mod isn't out yet. I'd seen mention of it in the Discord, but it's not out yet. So we're going to be using a different woolly monkey until the yellow-tailed woolly monkey has become available. And then we've also got the miniature monkeys area to do, which is replacing Capybara Springs. But that should be relatively straightforward because we can do a lot of copying and pasting with miniature monkeys, because we can build it once for tamarins, a species of tamarin, and then we can copy it and just do some minor alterations for the marmosets and then do the tamarin species and so on and so forth. So that should be pretty straightforward. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to what's to come for Eastlake and Dunswell Zoo. What else am I up to, you might ask? Therapy is a fortnightly thing for me. I go to a mental health support group on a Monday. I sometimes miss it because I don't feel like going. Or like last week, for example, I missed it because I was like too busy. I had to finish those essays. So I couldn't spend 2 hours sitting and talking with other people about mental health. So I did miss it last week. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And wildlife photography, still go ahead and do that. I'm significantly behind on my wildlife photography. I do need to get around to edit the photos and publish them on Instagram. I'm also setting up a wildlife photography Facebook page as well, just because some of the zoos and wildlife parks that I go to, and some of the smaller animal collections, they don't have a presence on Instagram. So I want to be able to sort of tap in to where they are present, which is Facebook for most of them, and sort of show other people these small animal collections that actually hold some really impressive animals. I'm going to be going to some new collections and new zoos for the first time this year, which I'm really looking forward to. So we've got Cannon Hall Farm. I'm going to be going there. That's a brand new one for me. I'm not going for the domestics. I'm going for the exotics, what they've got there. But I'm aware that domestics are their sort of bread and butter. So I may snap a few pictures of some goats and donkeys and stuff. My placement is hopefully going to be at Blackpool Zoo. That's a first for me. So not only will I take some photos there, I'll also be working there for a week at some point this year. I had a choice of 4 zoos or wildlife parks for my placement, and Blackpool is the closest one to me, and that's still 2 buses and 2 trains. So yeah, fun. But I am looking forward to that, to be fair. And I'm going to try to get to Edinburgh this year. I was going to go last year, but the day I was meant to depart, I spent about just over a quarter of the day sat in A&E, hooked up to various different machines, blood tests, blood pressure, heart rate, just to sort of try and establish physically why I was so ill as well as mentally. And it did turn out that it was just the effects of the stress on my body. I was that stressed that my body was beginning to shut down. So obviously, and because I tried to throw myself in front of a lorry, the decision was made that I wouldn't be going alone to Edinburgh, because there was no one to go with. I just didn't go in the end, unfortunately. And I'm sort of glad I didn't go, because now I've got an excuse to go this year, and I might get a chance at seeing the Pallas's cat, and the sloth bears, which really looking forward to. What else? Wildlife photography, Dunsville Zoo, Eastlake, mental health, zoo course, work. That's about it. So yeah, I just wanted to check in with you all and see how you're all doing as well. To those of you who have been on the channel for a while, Andrew Norman, Samuel Edwards, Aubrey, I'm going to butcher your last name, I do apologise, Chaston, or Caston, or Chaston, you know who you are. And I think there's one more person, and I forgot the name, and I'm really sorry. But those are the names that sort of show up frequently. Thank you for your support. Thank you to anyone else who's been on the channel sort of from around day one up to now, even if you've never commented, if you just watch the videos, you know, thank you. And to those of you that are new here, welcome. Thank you for viewing and or subscribing and or liking videos. Your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching this video as well. And that's really all I wanted to say. It's just that the content isn't going to be particularly regular this year. It will be more like sort of once a month, I think, is a good estimation. And we'll just go from there, really. I hope you're going to enjoy what's to come for 2025 in terms of the channel and the content. We have still got at least one more Planet Zoo DLC. I have absolutely no idea what it's going to be. I of course have my hopes and my wishes for what it's going to be, but whether it turns out to be that is a different matter altogether. So I shall see you all in the next video. Thank you very much for watching and for your support. Stay safe, stay kind. You can find me on Instagram at JW_YT. And if you're interested in my wildlife photography, you can find that on Instagram at JW_wildlife photography. And it will be the same on Facebook as well when that's set up. So, thank you for watching, stay safe, stay kind, and I shall see you all in the next video, which will be at the Eastlake Animal Education Centre. Until then, my friends, thank you for watching, and bye-bye for now.